Buckle up, folks, because today we're taking a deep dive into a place you might not expect, an airport.
Really?
Yep, but not just any airport.
Oh.
This one's got baggage.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
We're landing at Denver International Airport, or DIA.
DIA. Okay. Ah, so
Yeah.
you're going full conspiracy theory mode.
You know it. DIA is like a magnet for some pretty
Yeah.
wild theories.
Wild in what way?
Oh, secret societies, hidden bunkers, apocalyptic artwork, the whole nine yards.
Huh, fascinating. And a lot of people buy into this stuff.
Oh yeah, it's surprisingly popular. But just to be clear, we're not here to say it was true or false.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're diving into the why these theories exist, what evidence people cling to, and I think most importantly, why they're so captivating.
It's definitely interesting to think about why some places become these kind of, I don't know, focal points for these theories.
Right. It's like DIA, just by existing, became this blank slate for people to project their fears and fascinations onto.
Okay, I'm with you. But before we go full tinfoil hat, let's ground ourselves with some facts.
Yeah, good idea. So DIA opened in 1995. It's the largest airport in the U.S. by area.
Wow, largest in the US. That's big.
Huge, and it's a major international hub.
Mm.
Not exactly your sleepy little regional airport.
No kidding. So where did the conspiracies come in? What kicked it all off?
Well, the airport's construction itself is kind of where the whispers started.
Really? Why? What happened?
Well, it was plagued with delays, cost overruns, that kind of thing.
Ah, the classic something's fishy scenario. I've seen enough documentaries to know where this is going.
Exactly. And then you factor in the airport size, right?
Okay, yeah, that is huge.
And this network of underground tunnels, officially for baggage handling and stuff.
Sure.
Plus, it's kind of out there, location-wise.
So it's practically begging for a conspiracy theory, isn't it?
It's like they laid out the red carpet for it.
That brings us to one of the juiciest theories, secret underground bunkers.
Okay, now we're talking.
Ah.
Bunkers,
Yeah.
like doomsday bunkers.
That's the theory. The idea is that these tunnels we know about are just the tip of the iceberg,
Oh,
hiding a massive complex underneath, built to shelter, well, who knows who in case of, well, you know.
the end of the world as we know it.
Exactly. Some even say it's connected to a whole network of these bunkers all over the country.
Whoa, that's some next level stuff. I mean, I
Yeah.
can see the appeal, right? This idea of a select few surviving while the rest of us.
Perish.
Yeah.
It taps into a primal fear, societal collapse, the unknown, wanting safety when everything feels so fragile.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
Definitely makes you think.
It does. So we've got these alleged bunkers,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also the art at DIA, which, let's be honest, is a bit creepy.
Oh, the art. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Yeah, it's not exactly your typical airport decor. It's almost like they chose pieces specifically to, mess with people.
Well, maybe not mess with them, but it's definitely provocative. And I guess the most famous or infamous pieces would have to be those murals by Leo Tanguma.
Oh, yeah, those. The ones with, like, the war scenes and all that. I've seen
That's-
pictures online. Not exactly what I'd call relaxing travel vibes.
Yeah, not exactly a welcome to Denver kind of thing. They depict some pretty heavy themes. War, famine, environmental destruction. It's pretty intense stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. But I thought the artist Tanguma said he was trying to promote peace, right? Or was that something else?
He has said that, yeah. His intention, as he stated, was to create a message of peace and also environmental awareness.
Okay. So then how did these murals become part of the DIA conspiracy theories?
Well, because, the imagery is so striking, and some people interpret those murals as, I don't know, maybe like prophecies of an apocalypse.
Oh, I see. It's like if you're already looking for signs of a conspiracy, then artwork like that just adds fuel to the fire.
Exactly. It's like confirmation bias, right? You see what you want to see. And speaking of unsettling imagery, we can't forget Blucifer,
Lucifer. That's the nickname for the horse statue, right?
the one and only. The giant blue Mustang with glowing red eyes. Hard to miss it, really.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that thing. It's pretty intimidating.
Oh, it definitely makes a statement. I mean, it's a striking piece of art, don't get me wrong, but it does contribute to that, shall we say, unique atmosphere at DIA.
Yeah, I could see how that would play into the whole conspiracy theory thing. It's like, okay, first the creepy murals, now a demonic-looking horse statue. Something's definitely going on here. But let's take a step back for a second, talk about this so-called evidence that conspiracy theorists use. Like, what's the reality behind those claims?
Yeah, good point. I mean, a lot of the evidence they point to, it's pretty circumstantial. It relies on, misinterpretations of things or like cherry picking information that supports their theory.
Give me an example.
Okay, so remember those baggage tunnels, the ones supposedly leading to the secret bunkers?
Yeah.
Well, they're complex, right? I mean, any airport as big as DIA needs a pretty sophisticated baggage handling system. But some people see that complexity and they automatically jump to, aha, proof of a hidden bunker network.
So it's like they're taking something that's completely normal for an airport and twisting it to fit their narrative.
Exactly. And it's the same with the murals. Remember how we talked about how art reflects society's anxieties?
Yeah.
Well, those murals, yeah, they're disturbing, but maybe they're just Tenguma's way of expressing concerns about the state of the world. Anxieties about war, the environment, that kind of thing.
Hmm. So not necessarily predictions of the future, but more like reflections of the present.
Right. It's all about interpretation, isn't it? And the internet, oh boy, the internet really throws gasoline on the fire when it comes to these things.
You think so? How?
Well, you've got these online platforms, these algorithms that prioritize, engagement and clicks over accuracy.
Yeah.
And so they create these echo chambers where people only see information that confirms what they already believe. Makes it really hard to break out of that mindset.
I can see that.
Yep.
It's like if you're constantly being fed information that reinforces your belief in a conspiracy, then it just becomes more and more real in your mind, even if it's not actually true.
Exactly. It's like a self-perpetuating cycle. And I think it's important to acknowledge that there's also a deeper psychological aspect to this whole thing. Like, why are people drawn to these conspiracy theories in the first place? What need are they fulfilling?
Yeah, that's a good question. What do you think?
Well, the world can feel pretty chaotic and unpredictable at times, right?
Mm.
And I think conspiracy theories, they offer this sense of, I don't know, like order and control. It's like a way to make sense of things, even if that sense is based on, well, a conspiracy.
It's like having a framework for understanding things, even if that framework is, a little shaky.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also the appeal of feeling like you're in the know, like you have this secret knowledge that most people don't have.
Oh, like it makes you feel special.
Well, yeah, in a way, it's like being part of this exclusive club. And that feeling of belonging, it can be really strong, especially in online communities where everybody's sharing the same beliefs. All this talk about conspiracy theories makes me wonder about the line between healthy skepticism and, full-blown conspiracy thinking.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, you don't want to just accept everything you're told, but at the same time, you don't want to, like, become a conspiracy theorist who sees a plot behind every corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You got to find that sweet spot. I think healthy skepticism, it comes from a place of curiosity and critical thinking. Like it's about asking questions, weighing the evidence, being open to different perspectives.
Yeah, I get that.
Conspiracy thinking, though, that's different. It's rejecting what's generally accepted just based on like speculation and distrust of, well, pretty much any official explanation.
So less about truth, more about sticking to your biases no matter what.
Pretty much. And it can have some pretty serious consequences.
Like what kind of consequences?
Well, for starters, it can really erode trust in institutions.
Okay.
And that can fuel division and polarization.
Yeah, I see that.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it can even lead to violence or, other harmful actions
Yeah.
because it creates this us versus them mentality that's really hard to break free from.
It's almost like the more you believe in a conspiracy, the more proof you find, even if it doesn't really hold up under scrutiny.
That's it, exactly. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And that's why, being able to critically evaluate the information you come across is so important.
Yeah, media literacy, right.
Exactly.
Mm.
Being able to spot biases, separate fact from fiction, all that good stuff. It's a skill, honestly, I think we should all be taught, like from a young age.
Well, I know I've learned a lot today, that's for sure. It's a good reminder that, even these theories that might seem harmless can have real-world effects.
And critical thinking.
Well, that's more important now than ever, I'd say.
Couldn't agree more. I'm kind of curious, though. Let's say, for argument's sake, DIA isn't a secret bunker or, the center of some global conspiracy. What are some legitimate concerns we should have about these huge infrastructure projects?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like shifting the focus from the speculative to the real world.
Right. Like, what about the impact on the environment or how these projects use public funds, or the disruption they can cause to communities? Those are all important questions to consider.
Totally. Issues that deserve attention, regardless of whether or not there's, some secret lair hidden below the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
So to everyone listening, the next time you're at DIA, Take a moment to appreciate the art, the architecture, the scale of the place. Maybe even chat with someone about those wild theories we talked about today. Just,
Hmm.
remember to think critically. Yeah, keep that skepticism handy.
Because curiosity and a healthy dose of skepticism, those are the best tools we have in a world that's, well, overflowing with information.
Well said.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap up our deep dive into the world of DIA conspiracy theories. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay curious.